Hi guys, this is Breaker, and I thought I'd just show you guys a replay that I randomly downloaded off of the front page of drop.sc, and appears we have a GM in this one, as well as I believe a Masters League player. Right now I'm being particularly quiet because my roommates are sleeping and I seem to be suffering from some kind of insomnia. Anyway, let's go ahead and introduce both players, why don't we? Alright, so in the upper right hand corner, spawning as our Terran in the red trunks. I like the name, it's WhySoSerious. From now on, I think I'll just call him Serious. And, excuse me, in the upper left hand corner, spawning as our Zerg in the blue trunks. He is UCI's KespadA. Now, the whole reason why I'm uploading this to YouTube is because I'm hoping you guys on Reddit will be able to just tell me what you think of my casting. I've been doing this for a while now. Some friends have been giving me some constructive feedback. They're like, you're getting better, but you need to improve on this, you need to improve on that. And that's the whole reason why I'm making this. So far so good, nothing too terribly far out of the unusual. And both players being rather mannered at this stage, both giving out their good luck, have funs. And of course we have the forward-ish barracks going in the proper direction. The position that I see this in? Never mind. I'm not even going to guess. Never mind. I was just thinking for a minute that maybe this was just a little too far back, but I'm like, nah. A Masters League Terran, don't think I just don't think I'd see that kind of mistake. But here we go. It's going to be a hatch first opener from our Zerg, but at the same time we also have an early gas going down. The question is, how much gas is going to be harvested when this barracks finishes? Is it going to be a full 50? Is it going to be enough to make a reactor? I don't think we'll see enough for a reactor, but I want to say this is going to be pretty close. Alright, so the barracks is done, and no, I don't see a Marine in production, so there it is, the Reaper. Okay, and behind this we have our Zerg following up his double hatch opener with an extractor and a spawning pool. I believe the pool came first. Let's see here. Yes, that would appear to be the case. Now, the Reaper, of course, it's not as strong. Again, it's not as strong for killing drones as it was back in the Wings of Liberty days. So what I'm thinking we could see this used for is more for, say, pulling drones off the line, maybe delaying mining time. Of course, that's like kind of silly thing to say, but it's also good for getting a read on your opponent. Make sure. Well, honestly, there's nothing too terribly fishy or cheesy that a Zerg can do this early in the game. Maybe a Baneling all in on one base, but of course that'd be hard to spot. And it looks like the Reaper is going to get away with a drone kill. Yes, uncontested free drone. So that it's already paid for the mineral half of its lifespan. Of course, it's coming over here to do some harassment. Looks like some Lings are getting a semi-full surround on it. And he's going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and I'm just kind of going into lazy mode casting with this, but here we go. Queen number 1 is out. What about queen number 2? It is, but it's not in position to properly intercept that. Oh, but what about out? Oh no, the guy took relatively little damage throughout the entire course of his harassment, and so far it's only been one drone killed. I was just double checking to make sure I didn't miss anything. Behind this we have the Terran going with a factory and a command center, and of course we just have Zerg going with metabolic boost. See, that's the beauty about playing Zerg as your main race. You can just realize, okay, well, this is what this guy's gonna do here. He really doesn't have much of a choice behind it, but here we go. It looks like I might have spoken too soon. There is a Roach Warren in production, and crazy little buggers, they just don't really stand out a lot on creep. Alright, the Reaper's coming back in, just doing some harass, seeing what's going on, that kind of thing. Just seeing how much damage he can do. And it looks, I'm a little confused by just what he's trying to do with the Reaper micro here, but yeah. Alright, this is not quite the classical 1-1-1 unless I missed something. Now I'm looking at the production tab. I don't see anything to see like what's a typical 111, but I'm a little interested to see just how this is going to be followed up. I know that with a tech lab we can see a lot of marauders getting cranked out, but I'm thinking what this could be is simply controlling creep, adding this command center, tossing it onto the third after full saturation has been achieved, and it looks like the Reaper finally got taken down, and I'm pretty sure our Terran knows. Oh my god, that Reaper was so close to actually looking at the Roach Ward. Okay, so now we have our Zerg moving out, and behind this, what do we have our Terran doing? He's getting a full wall off, but he doesn't quite... What's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't quite have what it takes to deal with this, not Roach run by, but this Roach kind of all-in. He's got 2 Widow Mines on the way. Those should be able to do a lot of damage, but of course, I'm sorry, I forgot to do this from the very beginning. It would seem that WhySoSerious is actually forgotten for quite a while. Oh! This is gonna be close. Sorry. One Roach was taken down, another one was badly damaged, and it looks like maybe we're just gonna see KespadA just kind of hold his ground there, keep his opponent from moving out. Smart move. Appreciable at that, and behind this we have our Terran teching up into a Bioforce. Yes, I say bio because there's only barracks going down and no factories, just trying to pull together with some common sense, and behind this we have Stimpack going down as well as Marauders. Marauders are pretty good for taking out roaches because they get a buff versus anything armored. That means they do 20 damage per shot instead of the standard 10, and behind this we have Zerg going for double gases. Alright, now we got 4 Widow Mines here, and of course both of the gases are being taken at the natural for our Terran. And double engineering bays are going down behind this. The third has been on the way-ish for our Zerg for a while. And I don't know if there is anything else notable that is going on in the background so far. I mean, looking at the minimap, looking at the production tab, looking at everything else in between, so far it looks like we have the makings of a standard-ish game. But of course, there is one thing that I'd like to highlight while all of this is happening. The very fact that our Terran can't move out and put down his third base safely just yet, just puts him that much further behind in terms of income. Of course, don't be fooled by the mules. That will help him get out a lot of Marines, but of course that's why we have the Baneling nest going down. KespadA has accounted for this. I don't think he's going to try and break down any walls with this just yet, but right now what his aim is to do is basically just kind of contain his opponent, keep him from moving out while he asserts his control of the map. He gets his creep spread, he gets his third up and running, and things of that nature. But he's also teching up behind this. The Baneling nest going down is just a tech up. It's not really an all-in. As you can see, he's already pulling back all of his forces. There's no harassment going down on the minimap. And now we have +1/+1 on the way, and that is melee, not missile attacks. And +1 carapace, of course, that protects everything that is on the ground. And the Ling is going to come over here and just see what Terran is up to. Actually, the Marines come over here, basically trip Zerg into knowing that his opponent is going for a third right now. More or less. The Overlord will almost indefinitely catch vision of this orbital command as it is passing over into the position of the third. So yeah, there's just a lot of things that let the Terran know about this. Now, I actually don't know who wins this game, so I don't know. I'm just gonna put money on WhySoSerious just because he's a grandmaster. That's it. I really like this move by him as well. He's actually throwing down not a full wall off, but a significant wall off at that. Kind of keeps Lings from getting a full surround on the bunker, and he's got a Widow Mine back here to take down anything that may try to run by. And so far, ooh, this is interesting. We actually have Burrow in production at the lair. +1 Flyer Carapace is also on the way. I forgot to highlight that there was actually a Spire on the way, but of course, I don't know. I think there are seldom few games where a Zerg will not go for Spire these days. Of course, Widow Mines do make the they do deter the idea of players using mutas. Splash damage, killing one muta, and then putting the rest of them in yellow health is not too appealing. But of course, it looks like we're going to have quite the dangerous engagement here, or are we? Oh my god, the Baneling's kind of forced to move into that. Baneling's connected with the Widow Mines more and more and more and more and more, and this is just getting a little out of hand. The question is, I think we're going to see Terran prevail over this. There's just so many Marauders, and the Medivacs are actually healing them. The Roaches are kind of targeting them down one at a time, and it's kind of close. It was kind of close for a minute. But behind that, we do have Zerg basically throwing more and more links at the situation, but of course Terran just picks up his main force and runs away. And right now we see that WhySoSerious is so far behind in terms of supply. It's 169, 170 almost to the 134 of our Zerg, and a lot of that supply was actually tied up in Roaches, so now it's been alleviated, and we have a 69, 70, no 80 something supply, combat supply mind you, versus a 100 combat supply Terran. And of course the numbers are growing for both players, but I just want to know how's this going to pan out. Alright, so there's actually relatively few mutas in the mix. There's a lot of Roaches still getting added into this. Like, originally what was left in the middle was only 4 Roaches, but it seems like we have KespadA actually quite reluctant to add any more onto it. Excuse me, add any more Roaches to the count is what I mean. And now we have Terran coming in here and killing off some creep. Behind this, Zerg did set up his 4th base. It's over here at this Pocket Expo, but now we have Terran basically boldly moving in with a huge supply lead. And this is going to be a beautiful surround, but there are Widow Mines here, and they get 1 or 2 lings. And I'm just a little confused as to where this is going to go. Looks like the Marines over here are going to focus down the hatch, and they do successfully. And with that, we have all these Roaches cleaning up what's left over from our Terran, but of course what's left of his main force is now nothing more than Medivacs. Those are dead weight, but they I wouldn't say dead weight, but they're definitely not going to help. They can't fight anything on their own. That's all I'm going to say. But here we go. Looks like Zerg is meeting up with the main force of WhySoSerious, and I'm just so... What is up with this? I don't understand so much. Oh my god, that explains it. The reason why we see KespadA winning these engagements is because Sirius has more SCVs than he does any other unit in the game right now. They actually constitute more than half of the supply, and it's actually working to his detriment here as we can see our Zerg player pushing into his natural, and it looks like he's turning back and going for the 3rd, but oh my god, this is a full wall off brought to you by these command centers. And the question is, what are they getting turned into? They're both getting turned into orbital commands. This was actually just not a good timing at all for KespadA. What we do have to see happen is basically we're going to have to find a way for KespadA to get into his opponent's base. I think one excellent method of doing that would be possibly Nidus Worms. Maybe a mass evolution chamber drop, I'm sorry. Or not evolution chamber. Whoa. And KespadA just calls out GG. He doesn't... I'm so confused. Wait a minute, what just happened there? Maybe you just had to go. Hold up, let's go back in the replay. Was there something I missed? Okay, if we just, I don't know, check the income for a minute. Is there a drop here? Hold up. Okay, so going back to this engagement over here. Looking at the minimap, I see nothing blinking except for on this side of the map. We see that Zerg has already lost a lot of units, and he's quite conscious of it. But I don't get it. Why exactly did he leave? I mean, of course he had lost his 3rd. He was rebuilding it at the time that he had left. And in terms of income, both players are relatively even. I'm just thinking that maybe, just maybe, Sirius is, I don't know, kind of pulled an Idra, if you will. Going back to the army tabs, you know what? Army here, active forces. I want to say, you know, basically we can see that there's a lot of Marines accounting for the, I wouldn't say active force. Okay, wrong word. Okay. Yes, we can see he's down by a lot, but how many larvae did he have exactly? Okay, he only had 6. Okay, this doesn't quite make a lot of sense to me, but yeah. This has been Breaker, guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and upload this to YouTube and show it to you guys on Reddit. Maybe you guys can tell me what you think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. If you guys like what you see here, just go ahead and click on the subscribe button. I can be louder during daylight, as long as I'm not waking up my roommates.